Hello friends. In last session we discussed about while loop and their different statements like break, continue, while else. And today we'll be discussing about for loop. So you want to print each character of that string. So for C in bank name colon print C, and let's execute this and see what the results. You can see this for loop is printing each element or each character out of this string, which name is bank name. So for C in bank name, and see, this is you are randomly defining this variable here. There is no relation between I to 1. So let me read that and execute again. You can see it's printing like this. So you can fetch each element, each character out of out of uh, out of a string. Similarly, let's say you have a list, my list, and the list you have, and I can use printing each element of my list. For I can define L, or let me use something else. List item. For list item in my list colon print list item. Okay, so I'll comment this for loop and execute. So you can see it's printing each element of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? So you can run the for loop with a string, you can run a for loop with a list, and similarly you can run for loop. So simple syntax is here you're defining a variable and in either in a string or my list or and you can try these things. Let's take another example how we can use for loop, and before that let's define a dictionary. So I'll copy this and my dictionary, and in dictionary there are two things actually. One is key and another is value. Okay, so we have my dictionary and we have element Sunday is the key and value is the one. So run for loop here. For key in my dictionary colon one column and print key. Okay, and let me execute it. You can see it's printing the key of each element within the dictionary. So we can do another way like value, and we can print value. Okay, I did this. Items. Then let me execute this. Okay, see this time printing Sunday is the key and 1 is the value. Monday is the key and 2 is the value. Tuesday is the key and 3 is the value. So this is how using for loop we can access our dictionary and dictionary items with keys and values. And you can also see how you can define the dictionary here. So let me comment this as well. And now we'll move to using for loop with another function we have, that is range. So range is again a very useful thing. So for I in range 1 to 12 colon print I. Let me view this. You can see it's printing number starting from 1 to 11, means whatever range you're giving, 1 to 12 is less than 12. Okay, so this is one way. So it's the starting position, it's the end, and you can change this to 6, execute it, and it is printing 6 to 11. But what if you just give one argument? What if you just give 10? It will print number starting from 0 to 9. Okay, so if you give one argument, it works like this. If you give two arguments means you are giving a niche starting point and the end point, and this is how it works. And there is a third argument you can pass, and that is the skip. You can see here, and the skip means this time it's printing 2, 3, 4, 5, but you can ask to skip 2 steps. You can ask to skip 2 steps. So here it will print 2, and then instead of 3, 4, and 2, 5, 6, let's see, 2, 4, 6, and 9. So whatever, based on the requirement, based on the need, we can set how range will work for us. So either we can give a now whole number, one argument, two arguments, or three arguments. Based on our requirement, we can see. Let's say I just want to print a table of number 2, right? So in that case, I can give range. Okay, start with 1 and go till 11, because I know when I give 11, it's print, it's considered till 10, and every time I'll print I multiply if I need to print the table of 5. So it should print that. You can see 5, 10, 15, 20, right? So you can give the range. Or if I just do this, skip 2, to skip 2 numbers. 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45. Okay. So this is how range works in case of Python. So that's what we have about range function. So now you're familiar with while loop and for loop and their different uses. Thank you very much for watching this. Just do and practice. In case of any questions or queries, you can comment or you can reach out to me using Facebook groups. Thank you so much. Have a great time.